of people think that they know me, and they don't. They have no idea literally what I am or what it is or anything. I'm a pretty gifted person, is actually kind of the truth of things. So, I certainly didn't get all the chances and all the opportunities everyone fucking got. It's like sometimes there'll be people. So I'm 34 years old, right? So sometimes there'll be people that are like, I don't know, dude. A lot of people, they just live a little bit more real than that. Where it's like real in the sense of, and by no means does it make me a tough guy or anything like that. But it's just like, I mean, if you're gonna disrespect someone or something like that, it's like, okay, well, I mean, theoretically, like that's a fight or something like that. Basically, I mean, what are we talking about? It's not fucking like, let me fucking like say some fucking comment and run away. Like, that is like, dude, you're a little, I mean, you have like grown, but grown adults have been like convinced to do that. But all that it is they've been convinced to do that. They don't want to do that. They've just been fucking, it's been beaten over their head that they should do that by TV and media and stuff like that. That's not how you're gonna be happy. That's why it's like, it's literally me that has to be the leader or a leader of the whole fucking transition, of the whole process of becoming proper again. It's like, no, you don't win anything. We have people that win in sports and stuff like that. You don't get it, dude. You need to have all the citizens of America as winners. They all got to be winners, because otherwise you have these people that are pretending to be up here, because you can just hear in the tone of their voice and the way in which they speak is like, they think they're fucking like hot shit. They think they're better than you. And they're not, because it's like, where's your fucking gated mansion? You would be in a gated community mansion with living next to a fucking country club. Now, if you're there, I would think that that's probably, okay, you can talk then, I guess, but you probably wouldn't want to, because you'd be happy. So these people that are fucking, dude, it's terrible. This is what people living on top. You people got to spread out. That's one of the biggest fucking decisions that has to be made. People need to spread out. So we need to develop these, like, when you go on road trips and things like that, and we can just put fucking light rails in it and shit like that, dude. That's the thing, like, I don't fucking apply for jobs and shit because I'm a little bit above that. I'm like probably 2 notches above their pay grade. So it's not even about me trying to fit into that small thing. You know, if I'm 3 notches above their pay grade, then like I'm the one that was in college and like I actually studied. That was me. I actually studied. I actually treated the fucking exams like it was fucking life or death. I must fucking get over, you know, a 90% or over a 93% or something. You know, get your A at like a 93%. You know, you get your fucking A minus at like 90%. A lot of times they'd round up, so the professor would be like, you know, if you get a fucking 89.5, that counts to be an A minus, or if you get a fucking 89, that counts to be an A minus, or that like an 89.8. You know, that counts to be an A minus. It's like, okay, well, I have to fucking, I'm calculating this fucking Excel spreadsheet. I have to fucking get up 90 to get an A minus, or fucking 93 probably to get a fucking, or like a 92.9% to get a fucking, like, you know, they try to fucking give you your leniency, or, you know, if you get a 90, it's like 93%, but like, just to fucking, like, the fucking student's gonna complain, like, oh, you're fucking 92.9, so it changes the rule every year. Okay, yeah, 92.9. So I'll call this, if you're a numerology expert on the internet, on social media, on these like internet videos, on Instagram and on YouTube shorts and things like that, and you're a numerology expert and you wear a fucking shirt or a fucking hat that fucking says like GG33 or something like that, or fucking like 333, or like you're this like YouTube fucking like this like shady fucking guy with a fucking beard, just some fucking guy from the bar, just takes up this fucking reputation. Let me just fucking like pretend to be a fucking numerology expert. Yeah, here's why you're not a numerology expert, bucko. Because why? Because, dude, you never fucking watched Denzel Washington Training Day. Here's why that guy that fucking wears like 333 hats is not a fucking numerology expert. If you're a numerology expert, you're a professional sculptor, or a professional painter, or a professional piano concerto, you know, professional composer. If you're a numerology expert, you are one of those things. You're fucking, you know, you're fucking David Blaine. Like, you're the fucking, like, next, like, Houdini. Like, you're basically, like, our version of Houdini, probably. Like, you're the performing magician getting out of fucking straitjackets and stuff like that. That would be how the mind works. You're an NFL quarterback, potentially. Like, you are, like, when you don't have that ancillary activity to point to be like, this is what it is, that's just fucking fraud, dude. That's just fucking, it's not even your fault. I don't even think they're a bad person, but it's just the state of things where we're in, where we don't have fucking bullshit detectors. Dude, it's bullshit. If it works there, you must be, and you must be a great golfer. Where's the proof of the other fucking things? If you're fucking this, then it must work other places. If your mind is working, that you just know all these fucking things. If you knew all these fucking things, at some point you wanted to maybe like be a quarterback. So if that was the case, if you were fucking, you had this fucking innate knowledge of the fucking like numerology of like the universe, at some point you probably wanted to be a soccer player. So why aren't you like a professional soccer player, something like that? You know, at some point you would have wanted to, unless you found it late. Now, if you find it late, the same rule applies. You would start fucking, well, let me fucking apply this to fucking do, like, I can fucking pick up a fucking specialized bicycle, and I bet I can get pretty close to qualifying for the Tour de France. You would do stuff like that if you came up on new knowledge, which is what I'm doing. Like, if I were to do, like, a UFC training camp style thing for cycling, for road cycling. And these fucking guys with their irrational confidence could do this too. If you were to do like an intense fucking training camp to make the Tour de France, yeah, you would make the Tour de France. Like these professional athletes that are between 35 and 40 on their podcasts. If you wanted to do something more serious, that one definitely works. If you wanted to all just be like, let's fucking be the fucking United States Postal Service fucking like yellow jersey, live strong fucking Tour de France team. All these professional athletes that are between like 34 and 40, if they did that, they probably would form the team that represents the U.S. there. Or you might have two teams. Like, don't they have like, what is it, one team per country? Is that how it works? Or is it something different than that? Or is it just like you can do multiple teams? You have to explain that to me. Can you do multiple teams for like, is it just a fucking, like you could have like fucking Nike Tour de France team. Like we have the United States Postal Service. Or is that the United States represented? Like you only get one representative. I mean, somebody has to explain that. But either way, then yeah, like for sure. The athlete stuff is like we do that. Like that is like real stuff. Like we do that, but it's like there's fun stuff to do also. I try to just dress well. I think dressing well is probably key. There's a dope spot downtown with some like 3-story like apartments, things like that. Some people did. It just depends on who you want to be around. I know a black dude. He spends almost exclusively all his time with white people. He's always with white people. He's a black dude. He's a black guy, but he's a black guy that reads books. He likes to read a lot of books. You know, he likes to make a lot of money, and so he hangs out with a lot of white people. But then, like, pretty soon, that morphs into, you know, like, you know, when people show an example of, like, how to be and how to, whatever, or, like, make something look cool or something, then other people, you know, usually people fucking, like, they model their things off of people that look like them, but not always. It's hard to do, but it's like body-wise, my body moves like a certain people. My body doesn't really move like fucking white people, so I mean, like it's not as effective depending upon who you are. Like there are not as many examples of like white people in basketball. There are not that many to be like, you know, athletically this is good, because sometimes they're there, but like athletically it's not enough to really impact the game. You know, like Steve Blake, it's like, it's just not enough to really fucking impact the game. In college, yes, Division I college at Maryland, yeah, that's a game changer type of player, which is why, again, you want to stay 4 years in college as a fucking college basketball player. Why? Because you're going to get to the NBA, dude, and you're going to just get lost in the mix. And you're going to get money. I know you're going to get money. Okay? But, no, like, you would have had more time being the star and enjoying that. You're going to create more good emotions for yourself by the fact that you're going to spend more of, like, 4 years, like, being, like, kind of more like one of the stars. You know, and then you go to the NBA, you're going to be this role player. Yeah, I can accept being a role player now, but I had my time to, like, I had my time under the sun. You know, like people like Mark Madsen, play fucking 4 years at Stanford, you have, like, your time under the sun where you're, like, the star. You're scoring 20 points a game. You know, on a stage, on ESPN. You know, and then these guys become role players, and then their career is kind of falls flat. You should have fucking been in college for 4 years, because you would have more years that you got to experience where it was really going well for you, and you were really, like, scoring 18 points a game and, like, you know, getting the glory more and stuff like that. And now you go to the NBA, it's kind of like weird, you know? It's kind of like a ghost town. It doesn't have the same um, experience with like your fan base, you know? Johnny Manziel probably experiences that. Like, the fan base is not the same. It's like you take for granted the situation, but like the fan base is all behind you. They all love you. They don't fucking care if you fucking go party as long as you go at least 8-4, and you fucking are in Heisman contention. They don't care what you. I mean, it's a college, dude. They don't. I mean, yeah, it's a college. They support that type of they support that type of behavior, and it's not fucking like looked down upon. It's actually it's a college, But then once you're in the pros, this is professional. It's meant to be like straight laced. It's meant to be whatever. I mean, whatever you do has to like help you. So it's not that you can't fucking go out and party and have fun. It's just like if you're someone that you utilize it and you're doing it in such a way in which it helps you. No one's saying you can't fucking go out and party and have fun. That's not the point of what that is. It's just that you're doing it in such a way where it's hurting the way that you're playing. Or it's like you could do that, but you have to what you would have had to have done is you got to be straight laced for 3 or 4 years until you have to be so fucking just on the hard work for 4 years or something. Find yourself where you're this established veteran, like you got your spot in the league where it's like you've done enough, you've proven what you can do, because you for 4 years you were like just like fasting and reading your Bible and fucking eating fucking great, and only drinking like red wine and eating like steak and fucking and just good across the board with your Bible and your focused life. And you do that for 3, 4, 5 years, and then maybe after that, you probably don't even want to at that point, but you could kind of let loose a little bit more after that point when you're pretty established. Now you can probably just more kind of like chill and kind of like whatever, but you're not at that point yet to be like, we can just like chill at the club and fucking like you have to put your fucking name established in the fucking thing first before you can think that you can just kind of willy-nilly chill and go on these trips and vacations and things like that. Everyone watches these things. Okay. Weird situations, man. Very, very strange and weird situations, man. I found a real estate agent, dude. It's a reality TV star. Found a real estate agent. It's a reality TV star. So excited. So excited. Well, it's like I make my money through that. I make my money through a real estate agent. So, like, I'm not like looking for a house. I mean, I'm always looking for a house, but it's like, it's more like you have to find someone you have to play with someone. You have to find someone you have chemistry with. So, yeah, usually with like being. Like, if you find a real estate agent that's good and then has some kind of name value, well, I can hop in and just legitimize whatever the fuck it is. Because I'll see these ones where it's like they're basically just fucking like selling their fucking soul to fucking get a deal. And it's like, no, I can just do that easily. I can legitimize what you're doing, basically. Like, I'm not trying to fucking be on the show. I'm not trying to fucking like, I'm just gonna like work with one of these people prospectively. It probably helps if they fucking have some of that type of value, but it's like, what else are we gonna fucking do hanging out? I'd rather like, we're hanging out, okay, that's perfect. We can do something where we're hanging out and spending time together and making money. Like, we're not just going to fucking Buca di Beppo and the fucking smoothie shop. You might go to Buca di Beppo and the smoothie shop to talk to people and fucking get the fucking waiter in a fucking apartment and go to the smoothie shop and get the fucking cashier in a fucking apartment and things like that. Or recruiting. That's another one. You can do it with recruiting. So always, whenever you go in new opportunities and new lands, you're always the one like coming up with like the great fucking moves on the chessboard. Like, oh no, I'm not coming in there to just fucking like take bitch orders. I'm not there to just fucking take orders. Just like kind of like do what like. What's the point? What's the point of having me? Because then anyone can do it. That's who makes $18 an hour, $20 an hour, $21 an hour. You can fucking like talk a little bit more when like you're making like more than like the fucking $18 an hour, $20 an hour, $21 an hour, $25 an hour, just because that doesn't put you on a red carpet. That doesn't give you I'm hungry. I'm very fucking hungry, dude. I'm so hungry that I could starve myself, dude. It's amazing, dude. It's a fucking amazing. Let's see what's going on here. Does it even need to go on YouTube? I don't know that it does. Oh yeah, what were we doing, like boxing and shit like that? You can't fucking stay. You fucking live in a fucking apartment, whatever. God, it's a joke. It's terrible. It sucks. Like, I just make whatever environment my fucking environment, and like as far as how good I am at basketball, I'm basically as good as Steph Curry. So whatever that is. Football, I'm probably I'm as good as Lamar Jackson. Whatever that is. Baseball, I'm as good as Mike Trout. Whatever that is. Golf, I'm as good as Tiger Woods. And then hockey, I'm as good as Wayne Gretzky. And then skateboarding, I'm as good as Bob Burnquist. Is another one. Skateboarding, I'm about as good as Bob Burnquist, basically. Kind of do that. Maybe even Eric Costin. So what I do also within the sports world too, this is very simple for me to do, is I do a really good like thing as far as like I get certain things like kind of more talked about that aren't like, what are some examples of things that don't get talked about that probably could, in terms of ESPN. Hockey, the NHL, baseball, the MLB, they don't do, when the MLB has like playoffs and things like that, like ESPN doesn't have things like Baseball Tonight, right? There's the MLB Network and things like that. So on ESPN, they used to do things like Baseball Tonight. It was like more featured. It was like more shows around baseball. It was more shows around like, this is just hockey. And like, so that's kind of missing. That's kind of gone. But that's just because the marketing teams of this, it has nothing to do with the players. It's not that the players aren't fucking showy enough, or they're not good enough showmans. It's not that like anything. It's not that the game of play isn't good enough. It's literally this. It's the marketing department. It's the marketing team. It's the advertising type execs. It's the advertising execs, the marketing execs for the MLB. Underperform. They underperform. Basically. Because that sport used to have a little bit more presence in the culture, and I understand they're doing a World Series, but I mean, that would be something you kind of know you would get involved, but where would you get involved? That one I'd probably become a player just because, but you got to get the right, yeah. I mean, some people do get into it, some people fall, but you definitely do not have me. Like, I don't know how that would fit into my world or my life. The only way that it could, I have to be paid for my time there. I have to pay, like, the only way, like, I have to be paid. Like, basically, like, okay, if you want me to attend to the NBA, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not a fucking senior citizen, so it's like, if you want me to be, like, involved in somehow and, like, spending time on, like, the NBA, that means, like, I'll just play in it. I'll just be a point guard. I'll just be a PG. Or like, if you want me to spend time on, like, hey, like the NFL, like, hey, fantasy team, like, basically you're saying to me, bud, like, you're saying, like, like you want to spend time, like, kind of like on NFL. If I want to spend time on NFL, that means I'm NFL linebacker, NFL safety, NFL wide receiver, NFL punter, NFL quarterback, NFL running back. I'm not doing a fantasy team. If I am one of those things, if I'm NFL running back, I'll spend time on NFL. Like, I'm getting paid for my time. No, I'm not gonna fucking pay. That's not being, okay, I won fucking $300 in my fantasy league. That's not getting paid, because per hour, you're getting like $1 an hour. Even if you win your fucking fantasy league, you're still getting like $1 an hour. That's not getting paid. That doesn't count. Oh, I won $500 in my fucking fantasy team league. Yeah, you spent like fucking like an hour every day studying to fucking win, to get your bragging rights. Yeah, nice fucking $500, dude. What's that fucking buy you in this town? 2 Hyundais. God, what a joke.